everyone. Hey, thank you for tuning in today. I am going to be talking to you about achieving high levels of success in your organization and by your leadership by empowering people right now on the front.
Thanks for tuning in to Lead the Teams, The Front.
Yes, thank you so much for taking the time to tune in and join me today. My name is Mike Phillips and I will be your host. This is The Front and the subject is empowering people. Now do me a favor, if this is your first time here, make sure you hit the subscribe button and click that little bell notification so you get notified when there are new episodes and new uploads or when I go live. I would love to have you join me. Now, it's extremely important for anybody who is in a leadership role to be empowering people if you want to see a high degree of success within your organization. Why? Because we can't take on everything ourselves. Now, you may want to try and take on everything yourself, but it's a trap, right? If you're trying to do every single task, make every single decision, make every single movement and all of the activities to take place in an organization, if you're the one trying to make those decisions, you're going to run out of time, you're going to get frustrated, and quite frankly, you're going to be doing tasks that could be taken on by somebody else that has the skill set to do those things, and it allows you to move on to other things that are necessary for you to focus on growing your organization as well. See, the very definition of empowerment is giving someone else the power to do something. It's also making others stronger and more confident in themselves. So let's talk about a few ways to empower people in your organization. Number one is training. You've got to train people. You can't just throw them in an organization and leave them to their own devices. Why? Because if that's the case, whatever result you get is going to be whatever you get. So you've got to take the time to train people on what it is that you want. You have to be able to train skill sets. You have to be able to train specific mechanics of the job. You have to be able to train on what the expectations are of the outcome that you want. And when you invest the time in training other people, when you train your staff, when you train your peers, any sort of training that goes on within your organization, when you train other people, it increases their confidence. Why does it increase their confidence? Because they get more comfortable doing the things that are necessary to get the results that you want, right? So training is an absolute must when it comes to empowering people. The second piece here, number two, is communication. You've got to communicate effectively with your team. When you communicate effectively, it gives them clarity in what it is that either you want done in the moment, on what it is that the organization is moving towards, what's the overall vision, right? If you're not communicating, you're putting them in the closet and treating them like a mushroom and crapping on them, so to speak. How do you expect them to know what you want done? How can the organization expect them to know what it is that needs to be accomplished? So you have to have an effective means of communication. And I don't just mean talking to them. Sometimes it comes in written form. Sometimes it comes in like the employee handbook. Sometimes it does come sitting down one-on-one and having a verbal conversation. Sometimes that verbal conversation leads to a written one-on-one. So you have to have a multifaceted approach to communicating with people. And when you do, it gives them absolute clarity at what it is that you want and the direction that you're headed. Number three is trust. You have to, especially once you've trained people, once you've communicated with them effectively, you as a leader have to trust people to make a decision. And that can be hard. Now understand, when you have trust for someone, just because you trust them does not mean that mistakes aren't going to happen. Mistakes are going to happen. And the key is when mistakes happen, you have to be able to step in, use that as a training opportunity, use the failure as a springboard to be able to coach them and teach them in maybe a more effective way to get things done in the future. It shows them that you still have the ability to perform the task that it is that you're asking them to do. So then they trust you and you can step back through that, right? You train, you communicate, and then you trust them to do it again. I think those are all really important to empowering the people that either work with or for you. Now, these three things are ways that I empower the people that work with me so that we can achieve high levels of success and we get really good outcomes and results. But let me ask you, what methods are you using to empower your staff or empower the people that are working with you to be able to grow and to hit their goals and to achieve the results that it is that you and your business are looking for? I would love to hear that in the comments down below. Now, do me a favor, if you didn't already, now that you've seen the video, make sure you hit the subscribe button and hit the bell so you get notified when I go live and when I'm adding new episodes. I would love to continue to connect with you. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode of The Front, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Until then, I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day. We'll talk to you soon, everybody.